Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a soft-spoken video on this book regarding the Big Eyes film. This book includes information about the film and the artwork done by Margaret Keane. So I'm just going to flip through it, and as I'm flipping through it, I'm just going to read you some information about the movie and about Margaret Keane herself that I found online. And I hope that you will enjoy this. I really enjoyed the film, and I think that the artwork is very beautiful. So let's get started. So the inside of this book is absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion. I really love this artwork. So Big Eyes was directed by Tim Burton, and it came out in 2014. And it is starring Amy Adams and Christopher Waltz. The script itself was written by Scott Alexander and Larry Kasowinski. I probably butchered that name. Here we have the table of contents. And the film is about the life of Margaret Keane, who is famous for drawing portraits and paintings with big eyes. The movie followed the story of her and her husband, Walter Keane, who took credit for her popular paintings in the 1950s and 1960s. And a lawsuit was held between Margaret and Walter after Margaret revealed that she was the real artist behind the Big Eyes paintings. Big Eyes had a world premiere in New York City on December 15th, 2014. It was released in theater on Christmas Day, 2014. So I'll read to you a little bit about the plot. And for those of you that don't want to know too much about the movie, I would suggest skipping this video because I really don't want to spoil it for you if you don't really know what it's about. I went into it not knowing anything about it and found that I enjoyed that much more. So, in 1958, Margaret leaves her husband and takes her daughter Jane to San Francisco. She is supporting her daughter by herself, and so she gets a job painting illustrations at a furniture factory. And while she's creating portraits at an outdoor art show, she meets Walter Keane, who happens to be selling Parisian street scene paintings. He very soon after proposes to Margaret, and they marry shortly thereafter. Walter goes to a jazz club and tries to convince the club's owner to purchase paintings done by the couple, but he only agrees to rent out some walls to Walter so that he can sell his paintings there. One woman decides to buy one of Margaret's paintings. A fight ensues between the club owner and Walter at one point, and it ends up on the front page of a local newspaper. So when Walter goes to the club again, it's packed with people, and it turns out that a celebrity gossip columnist is very interested about Walter's art, but he's only interested in the Big Eyes paintings that are done by Margaret. So afterwards, Walter shows Margaret all the money that they made from the sales and tells her that they are this amazing team and that she can stay home painting all day and that he will sell paintings for her. Margaret and Walter open up their own gallery that promote the artwork. And Margaret finds out that Walter has been taking credit for her art and lying about who the real artist is. So Margaret decides to paint in a different style with elongated features and small eyes so that she can honestly tell people that she is also a painter. Margaret and Walter move into a mansion with Margaret's daughter. And the turning point of the movie I don't want to give away, so I won't talk about that. But if you're familiar with the story itself, you may already be aware of what happened. Eventually, Margaret ends up leaving Walter due to his compulsive lying, and she just can't take it anymore. So she moves to Hawaii with her daughter. And Walter wouldn't agree to divorce her unless Margaret signed over the rights to all of her paintings and produced 100 more for him. So she agrees and sends paintings to California. Eventually she decides that she's going to sue Walter. There's a lot of build-up into that, and there are a lot of reasons why that happens, which I won't get into right now. So at the trial, reporters are surrounding the courthouse in Honolulu, and Walter defends himself against the slander accusation that Margaret has charged against him. Margaret testifies that she felt like she had no choice in the matter, and Walter asks himself questions as a witness as he does not have any representation. And I won't give away the ending, although most of you may already know the ending. But Walter has since passed away. I can't remember exactly what year he passed away, but he passed away still telling everyone that he was the painter of the Big Eyes paintings, although he never produced another painting. So Margaret Keane is still alive. She is in her 80s or her 90s, I'm not quite sure. She does still paint. And she does have a website where she sells artwork, and this book, actually, they sell autographed copies of this book. And I just found that this story was very fascinating and very uplifting, and it just was something that really touched me. So I had to get this book. I couldn't find too much on Margaret Keane book-wise, but this was something that I really wanted to have as part of my collection. So I'm not going to go through the rest of this. I will show you there's a bit of Margaret Keane's artwork in the back. I will show you some of those, but I don't want to give away the entire book. So let me find those paintings. Here's a big picture of all the cast, and I think that they did a fabulous job on their casting. I thought it was done quite well. So here are some of her paintings, and you can buy original artwork on her website, and you can also buy posters. I just find the artwork to be very moving, very inspirational, and I wish that I had this artistic ability, because that is so gorgeous. Let's see if I can pick out a few in here that I really, really like. They're all quite good. Here's one that's popular, and this is actually, I think, the cover. Yeah, that's the cover. So, they're really beautiful pieces. I think in the movie, Margaret, the person that plays Margaret King, they say that she paints the big eyes because the eyes are the window to the soul. Now, I don't know if that's why Margaret King paints the way she paints. That's just how the movie projected it out to me. So, I haven't read much of this book. I mainly just flipped through it because everything in it is so gorgeous. But I would really like to read something more personal about Margaret King and about her thoughts and how her artwork came to be and where she finds her inspiration. And I'm very shocked that I didn't know about her until I saw the movie. But these are just some of her pieces. They're all quite beautiful. I really like this style that's much different than her typical art. I find it to be very beautiful as well, and also, you know, in a different way. And this one's entitled "A Rose is in the Eye of the Beholder." I really, really like that. So that's basically it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little flip through, and maybe I've kind of given you some motivation to watch the film because it's really good. I really do recommend it. I've watched it twice so far, and I do plan to watch it again in the near future because I love it so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I will be putting out some more page turning videos in the near future. So I will see you next time.